Fox News. Breaking news.
Tyler Robinson wrote a handwritten letter confessing to the murder of Charlie Kirk. A professional lip reader caught him mouthing that he thinks about the shooting every single day. The confession's on paper, the guilt on his lips. Case closed, right? Well, not so fast. Because what I'm about to tell you should make every American demand answers. See, police records may show that Robinson was already sitting in a jail cell in custody when a so-called confession message was sent from his Discord account. Already. Locked up. So who was typing? Who hit send? And why doesn't anyone in the mainstream media want to ask that question? See, this isn't just about one case. It's about whether our justice system still works or whether it's been hijacked by forces willing to fabricate evidence to get the outcome that they want. Charlie Kirk was a young conservative voice, gunned down in cold blood, and from day one the media treated his murder like an inconvenience. They buried it, they minimized it, they moved on, but of course we did not. Because if they can manipulate evidence in a case this high profile, what are they doing in cases that you never hear about? What happens when it's your son or your brother or your father facing charges with digital evidence that does not add up? The ATF already admitted they can't conclusively match the bullet to the rifle. The defense is pushing back hard, and now we have a timeline that doesn't make sense. A confession message sent from an account while its owner was already in handcuffs. This is not conspiracy theory, it's documented. This is in the court filings, and this demands answers. Your trust in the system is on the line. Speaking of being prepared for when the system fails you, I need to ask you something very important. If a major disruption happened tomorrow and you couldn't get to the store, how long could you actually survive on what's in your house right now? Now be honest. If it's anything less than a month, then you need to visit our friends at preparewithgary.com. They're America's #1 preparedness company. My Patriot Supply, with over 3 million satisfied customers who understand that hoping for the best is not a plan. And right now, when you go to preparewithgary.com, their best-selling 4-week emergency food supply comes with an additional week of food for free. This is the best long-term survival food on the market. And in times like these, when you see evidence being questioned and systems failing, having a backup plan is not paranoid, it is patriotic. So don't wait until the shelves are empty. Go to preparewithgary.com today. Now let's get back to the case the media doesn't want you following. See, here's what really got my attention. The sheriff who read Robinson his Miranda rights at 6:25 p.m., that's Sheriff Nate Brooksby. He resigned last week. The surveillance footage from the Washington County Jail that would verify exactly when Robinson was booked, deleted conveniently past their 30-day retention period. And remember when Discord itself came out and said that their investigation showed Robinson did not plan the murder on their platform and did not hide evidence there? The official narrative is crumbling, and we've got the sources that prove it. Colin Rugg just posted this. New. Alleged Kirk assassin Tyler Robinson wrote a handwritten letter to his boyfriend admitting to killing Kirk, according to newly unsealed court documents. The search warrant affidavit says Robinson sent his boyfriend a text that read, "Drop what you are doing." Now the footage you're seeing here. Tyler Robinson clearly whispering. The search warrant affidavit says Robinson's boyfriend in Texas said, "Drop what you're doing, look under my keyboard." Underneath the keyboard was allegedly a handwritten note that read the following: "If you're reading this per my text, then I'm so sorry. I left the house this morning in a mission and set an auto text. I'm likely dead or facing a lengthy prison sentence. I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I took it. I don't know if I will have succeeded, but I had hoped to make it home to you. I wish we could have lived in a world where this did not feel necessary." That is newly released information about that note we were all curious about. Now the confession is there, but who was behind the Discord message if he was already under arrest? The question being asked, do the police records show Tyler Robinson was already in custody when the Discord confession message was supposedly sent from his account? If Tyler was already locked up, who actually typed and sent it? Listen.
This is interesting. Utah police records show that Tyler Robinson was already in custody when he wrote the confession text messages on Discord. The official narrative is that Tyler Robinson turned himself in just before 9 p.m. on September 11th, the exact same time that he confessed on Discord. Now, Baron Coleman's investigation has revealed that court documents show that Tyler Robinson was read his Miranda rights at 6:25 p.m. by Sheriff Nate Brooksby. You know, the sheriff that resigned last week. Now, it'd be great to verify this timeline by checking the surveillance footage of Tyler Robinson turning himself in to Washington County Sheriff's Office. Remember that Washington County Jail deleted the footage because it lapsed their 30-day retention period. How convenient. And remember, on September 12th, Discord came out against the official narrative, saying that their investigation showed that Tyler Robinson did not plan the murder on Discord or hide any evidence. And then they removed his account, which is fishy. The question now is, if Tyler Robinson was already in custody, who wrote this Discord message? Some people are speculating that it might have been someone whose name rhymes with Rash Mattel. Who do you think it was? As always, let me know down below.
Now, I know how to use Discord, but I don't know about, he did mention that he had scheduled a text message to go out. Now, I would assume that, yes, you can schedule a text message from your phone. I don't know if you can schedule a text message on Discord. That's something I'm not aware the feature exists. So the timeline casts some doubt, but Robinson's own words haunt him as a professional lip reader verifies his daily torment over this shooting. Let's see here. Alleged Charlie Kirk assassin says he thinks about the shooting every day. Here is the lip reading analysis done by deaf professional lip reader Nicola Hickling. According to the outlet, we can see what So we had a wife who's smoking a lot, not sleeping at night. It's driving me mad. Unfortunately, it's doing my head in. I'm not good for anything. My mother goes away to see friends, to be away from the media, which I think makes sense. What I would like to do is make it as easy as possible by answering all of their questions so there is no comeback. I need to run it by you. Can you beg? I'd like it. How about you? You clearly know what you have to do. I'd like to say it'd be incredible, but is it too late? Would you say that would be going too far? I think he was way over the top in why I'd be trying to say people talk about it as if it's real. It was so bad. Source, New York Post. His apparent remorse conflicts with physical evidence. His defense attorneys challenged the prosecutors with ATF analysis that can't link the bullet to his rifle. This came out about a week or so ago. ATF unable to link the bullet to Tyler Robinson's rifle. Defense attorneys for Tyler Robinson charged with the murder of Charlie Kirk have moved to postpone the May preliminary hearing, citing a critical gap in the evidence. Court filings reveal ATF analysis could not match the bullet.
Robinson's defense is questioning a host of evidence. One of those things is a bullet fragment. Before that date in May happens in court, Robinson is due in court next month for a hearing on whether the judge will allow the trial to be broadcast live and decide on other media access issues. In a new court filing, Robinson's defense says an ATF analysis could not conclusively connect that bullet fragment recovered during Charlie Kirk's autopsy to the rifle found at the scene or near the scene. The FBI is running additional testing at this point. And in focus now, Kelly Stimson, former U.S. attorney for violent crime and former federal prosecutor. I want to know what you make of this latest development.
Well, it's not unusual for the defense to request a delay of the preliminary hearing, but remember, the purpose of a preliminary hearing is simple, and that is, can the prosecution establish probable cause that this defendant did this crime? That's it. It's not a full trial. It's not a chance for the defense to engage in discovery. And oftentimes the forensic evidence is not even done being tested by the time of the preliminary hearing. But there's more than sufficient evidence here to establish probable cause. So I think it's a delay tactic.
A delay tactic. And what does that tell you about the evidence in the case? Because a lot of times when you see delay, it can suggest that maybe the evidence isn't what it should be. But I want to get your take.
Well, remember back in the day in the O.J. trial when the defense wanted to speed up the trial because they knew the DNA hadn't been tested and they wanted to jumpstart the prosecution. Here, I think what they're trying to do is to sow some doubt in the people's minds that maybe one piece of forensic evidence isn't conclusive. But they can test that and cross-examine folks at the actual trial on that issue.
So let's see and unpack this whole thing, shall we? I'm going to be crystal clear about what we know. You see, Tyler Robinson wrote a confession letter. Lip reader says he mouths about thinking about the shooting every day. The ATF can't match the bullet to the rifle, but that's physics. The bullet shattered on impact. It's not exculpatory, but, and this is the part they don't want you focused on, a digital confession may have been sent from his account while he was already in police custody. That's not physics. That's not a technicality. That is potential evidence fabrication. And if one piece of evidence was manufactured, what else was? The mainstream media won't touch this with a 10-foot pole because Charlie Kirk was one of us. He was a conservative, a voice they wanted silenced, but the truth does not care about their agenda. You see, Charlie Kirk deserved better than to have his murder buried by a hostile press. He deserves justice, real justice, not a conviction built on evidence that doesn't add up. And America deserves to know whether our institutions are pursuing truth or manufacturing outcomes. So share this video with everyone you know and drop a comment and tell me, do you believe the official timeline, yes or no? And if you want the truth that's unbroken, when YouTube doesn't send notifications and they bury us under mountains of corporate spin, when you text raw feed to 844-840-4963, that establishes a direct line of communication from me to your phone, and we will send you the news that you need to see. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you never miss our coverage, because we're not letting this story die. The mainstream media wants you to forget Charlie Kirk, but we won't. And check out the Next News merch shelf below this video. Wear your support for truth proudly. We ask every question. We follow every thread. We don't stop until we have the answers. I'm Gary Franchi for the Next News Network. Stay informed and stay free.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this. Share this now.